welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to a brand new video. I have got herbal tea, phone in hand with all of the questions I'm going to be answering in today's video. I really fancy just having a sit down, chilled chat, talking through some things that have been popping up in the comments recently, and I did put a question box up on Insta as well, so I've had a few questions come in from over there. Be touching on a few different topics, and you know what, I'm just going to do a bit of a jumbled mix and answer the questions as they kind of get thrown out to me. I will be touching on weight loss in this. In fact, I feel like most of the questions that are coming through at the moment are about like my weight loss journey and where I'm up to at the moment, so just a little bit of a trigger warning in case anybody doesn't want to see that sort of stuff. I completely understand. I just want to say thank you so much if you have left me a lovely comment recently. It honestly means the world. I actually woke up this morning to the nicest comment ever, and it put the biggest smile on my face. If you are just finding my channel now and stumbling across it, I'm Helen. I've just turned 36. Me and my husband adopted a little girl 9 months ago now. She's just turned 2. I also started on my new weight loss journey 7 months ago now, and up to now I've lost 24 pounds. I am on adoption leave from work, which is the same as maternity leave. I've got a cat and I've got a dog. I do a lot of day in the life videos. I do lots of what I eat in a day videos, and I'm happy to have you here, so thank you for watching. Right, let's jump straight into these questions, shall we? I've got weight loss questions here. I've got general housey type questions, adoption process questions, and just general adoption and motherhood questions, and some random ones as well. This is the most asked question at the moment, which is, where are you up to with your weight loss journey? How are things going? And a lot of people are interested in whether I'm still with the same provider. So my last update on my weight loss was that I was 24 pounds down, and that hasn't changed. So I've actually plateaued for the last few weeks, and I have actually decided this week to move up a dose. And so I'm now taking the 5mg dose, and this week so far I've been okay. If you've been watching all of my previous updates, then you will know that for the first 2-3 months I stayed on 2.5mg. I then upped my dosage to 5 and then quickly moved back down to 2.5 because I was having weird dreams. So far so good this week. I haven't had any, but I've been putting a few things in place to try and help that situation before it arises, because I can't be dealing with weird dreams. Things that I've put in place to make sure I'm getting a good night's sleep is I am trying not to have the telly on in my bedroom and not go on my phone when I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed to just go to sleep. I'm also having sleep tea about an hour before I go to bed, so chamomile tea. Aldi do a really nice sleep tea at the moment. I think it's quite new actually. In fact, even though it's not bedtime, I've got one now because I like it so much. Apple, passion flower and chamomile in this. It's really, really good, and they are some of the cheapest herbal tea bags I've seen, so yeah, these are really good. And I'm also taking magnesium citrate, which is supposed to be really helpful for your sleep. So far so good, and I will of course let you know if it makes a difference and we see a bit of a shift in my weight loss. I am still with the provider MedExpress. I have been from the beginning, and I feel like because I've been on this journey for 6-7 months, I can quite confidently recommend MedExpress. I think they're a really good service. Every time you get your order from them, they'll give you a leaflet with some weight loss tips, little things to remember, but you also get a helpline on the back of your leaflet. I've rang this a couple of times. Once when I had a needle that wasn't working properly, so they sent me out some new ones the next day. I got through really quickly as well when I rang them. Another time I had to ring them because they'd requested a summary of care record from my GP. I think it was because I'd moved up to 5mg and then moved straight back down, and I think it must have flagged something with them and they wanted to do some checks, and I was just ringing them to let them know that I'd requested it from my GP. So I felt like felt like initially signing up with them was fine, like doing the eligibility form and everything. They come back to you very quickly about like the pictures that you have to send in and stuff. If you've not sent in the right thing that they want from you, they'll come back to you pretty much straight away. And if they email you, there's a thread that you can go back to and start a conversation, which I think is really helpful. I know there's been like a big thing all over social media at the moment because you can't get referral codes as easily as you used to be able to. So when I was first starting with MedExpress, I just used a girl off Instagram's code, but you can't do that anymore. And it got me £40 off my first order, and every little helps because it is quite expensive. But I have spoken to them and they've given me a code that I can share. So I will leave that pinned in the comments, and I'll also leave it down below in the description box if you are thinking about starting. But of course, do your own research. They're the only provider that I've used, so I don't know what the others are like. And I also haven't done any research into like price comparison, but I think I've seen somewhere that MedExpress do a price match. Don't quote me on that, because like I said, I'm just doing my own thing over here. But of course, if you want to use that code, it's there for you to use. I am still where I was at weight loss wise a few weeks ago. I've never been someone that loses weight rapidly ever, so I'm still really happy with my progress, and I am so happy that I'm not doing that fluctuating thing. I've either maintained or lost every single week. Someone has asked, why are you trying to lose weight? You're not even that fat. That question just doesn't land well, does it? Like, you're not even that fat. I don't really know how to even respond to that. I might not look that fat to you, but there are a few reasons why I am trying to lose weight. I'm doing it for my health. I'm doing it to feel better about myself. I'm doing it because I've got health conditions which will benefit from me losing weight, such as lipedema. Gaining weight contributes to the like bad side effects of that condition, and because I want to. This is an interesting one, and one that someone's never asked me before, and it's about earnings on YouTube. So how much do you earn, or do you earn anything from YouTube? Anybody that has ads that run on their YouTube videos are earning money from YouTube. Obviously your views factor massively into how much you earn from YouTube, and oh my god, I dread to think how much money people are pulling in when they have like 100,000 views on videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I am earning a little bit from YouTube, but it's not anything like major. It's nice to have whilst I'm unpaid from work. At the moment, I'm using the money to save up for a new camera. But yes, anybody that has ads that you have to watch on the videos are making a bit of something from YouTube. I think this question has come from my what I eat in a day videos, because somebody's put, why are you so desperate to drink so much water? It must be because I come on with my big Stanley cup and I'm like, I'm trying to get through 2 litres, and it's just because I'm really rubbish at keeping on top of my water intake, and water is just good for everything, isn't it? I've been really lucky that I haven't suffered with constipation whilst trying to lose weight, because it's one of like the most spoken about side effects, and I do think keeping on top of like your water intake helps with that sort of stuff. So I don't think I'm desperate to drink more water, but I am trying to drink more water, yes. Someone's asked, where are your kitchen stools from? Yeah, you'll see them loads in my vlogs, because I usually start any vlog like in my kitchen. I don't know, it must just be habit. And my stools are in the background, so I get a lot of questions about them stools. Why are stools like that so expensive? We were so lucky, Tom found them on Facebook Marketplace. Someone was getting rid of all 4 stools for £100. So yeah, I've seen stools like that though on Cox and places like that for about £200 each, £250 each, which I would not pay. So if you are wanting stools like that, get on Facebook Marketplace and wait for some to come up. Okay, what is Popsy's actual name? So my little girl, I call her Pops online. It's just a nickname that I use. It came from my niece Alice that was in the last vlog, and my sister saying her name, which begins with an E, and putting Pops on the end. So I just automatically say Pops, and it quite easily just rolls off the tongue now when I'm speaking on camera. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be times where I probably slip up and say her name, and me and Tom have spoken about it. She doesn't have a very like unusual name or anything, so even if I said it, it wouldn't be like a big problem or anything. Or if you saw something personalised in one of my videos, it's fine. It's kind of just I'm used to saying it now. Maybe at some point I will just start calling her by a real name. Me not saying a name online at the beginning of us like adopting her was a deliberate thing, and now it's just kind of become like a thing that I do. Like protecting her identity because she's adopted is a big thing. Like you get told to do that. Advised against like showing your child on social media. Yeah, I'm not saying I'll never show a name, but right now it just feels right to just carry on calling her Pops, because I feel like you're all used to it now, and a lot of you think she's called Poppy and she's not. Her name begins with E, like I said. Next question is, I've a few times been asked about like makeup, and especially like what I use on my lips. Oh, Robin in my garden. And if I would share a makeup routine. So my makeup routine is very basic, and it's just because I need to be like quick with it. So I don't wear foundation anymore. In fact, I feel like as well, with me aging a bit now and getting all these little fine lines and stuff, anything heavy sat on my face actually sinks into those lines and makes me look older. The last time I really noticed it and put a full face on was probably on my birthday when I went out with Tom to Manchester, and I only wore a skin tint then, but I just felt like everything was sitting in these lines. Like today, I've no foundation on, I've just got concealer, a bit of cream bronzer, and this stuff. Oh my god, I love it. I love this, even if you're having a no makeup day, because it's basically just SPF with like a bit of a glow in it. So it's like a tinted moisturiser, but has no coverage really. It just kind of calms down any redness and just makes you look a bit more alive, I think. It's slightly fragranced as well, and I don't deal well with anything fragranced. It breaks me out, and yeah, I've got very sensitive skin, but this is okay. I would highly recommend that you buy this. I've shown it before. You can get it in Tesco, you can get it in Boots, you can get it pretty much everywhere. TikTok shop sell it as well, but it's Factor 50 SPF, and it's got vitamin C in it. It's called the Vitamin C Daily UV Glow, and it's, yeah, like I said, a bit like a serum tinted moisturiser kind of product, and it's really, really nice. Highly recommend. Speaking of being able to buy it on TikTok, I'm thinking about starting TikTok for things like sharing when I've bought something on there, or doing like short form what I eat in a day videos, sharing like what my toddler eats in a week kind of thing, like when I'm trying out new toddler recipes, little mini vlogs, stuff like that. But to be able to share links and stuff, you've got to have 1,000 followers to start with. My TikTok page is the same as my YouTube channel and my Instagram. It's just Babbling by the Brook. So if you want me to start posting on TikTok and you like using TikTok, as I do, follow me on there, and I might start posting on there. I'm thinking about it. I just feel like because I'm being really consistent with YouTube now, I don't want to let that slide for TikTok. So but yeah, if you want me to start putting TikToks on, let me know. This is from TikTok, this cream bronzer, I love it, Milky Mocha. I've got that on most of the time in my videos. And on my lips, I often get asked what I'm wearing. I overline my lips with a lip liner and just colour them in, and then put Vaseline over the top. Every time I do my lips, I use the Lasting Finish Rimmel lip liner. This is about £3.99 in most places. This is the shade Nude that I've got on today. I also love Tiramisu, which is like a peachy nude, and I like Cappuccino too, but that's a bit more of like a mauve, browny, 90s looking nude, I would say, like cool toned. Oh, this says 90s nude on it. So that's the colour of this lip line that I'm wearing today. Yeah, I just draw my lips, like overline, colour them in, and then stick a bit of Vaseline on top. And on my eyebrows, which look horrendous in most of my videos, let's face it, because I've not had them done for so long, I just put a bit of wax through them, and then I use this NYX brow tint pen, which is called Lift and Snatch. Really, really good. But yeah, if you're going to buy anything, I would buy that one. And that bronzer, the Pink Honey face frosting, I think is better than the Chanel bronzer. It actually gives a bit of coverage as well as being a really nice bronzer. So yeah. Next questions were around weight loss again. Have you changed your diet much since starting to lose weight, and are you doing any exercise or do you work out? So in terms of my diet, I think I actually eat a more varied diet now, because I've been trying to lose weight on and off for 5 years, and you know, I did a good stint of trying to do Slimming World, which I feel like Slimming World allows you to eat a bit of everything. I feel like that's like the point of it, but I just felt like everything I ever ate on Slimming World was bland and not what I wanted to eat. I didn't really enjoy a lot of the recipes. Everything had to be like fat free in order to be sin free, and that is just so depressing to me. I love ingredients that contain fat. I love my avocados. I love my Greek yogurt that has got fat in it. And I feel like I've got so much balance with my diet. It's just that my portions are a lot smaller naturally because I'm not as hungry. And I know a lot of people say, well, what are you going to do when you're not on it anymore? Like, you're just going to pile the weight back on, and I'm not there yet, so I don't know. But it feels really refreshing to be able to have a bit of everything I like, and I'm just hoping that through not paying so much attention to food and not having that noise there, I am kind of training myself to not be obsessed with food like I used to be, if that makes sense. You know, I can't predict the future and see how it's going to turn out long term, but like that's what I'm hoping for. And I didn't start this weight loss journey as a quick fix. I committed to it knowing that it's probably going to be something that I am doing for a long time. And I think I'll have the support from MedExpress, and I can contact my GP and stuff with any questions that I've got about, you know, when it comes to weaning off, maintaining, that kind of thing. I'll just let you know when I get there, and keep you updated on how I'm doing with that sort of stuff. Obviously I'm not there yet, so let's cross that bridge when we come to it. The exercise thing, I think becoming a mum has just naturally made me do more and made my activity level more than it used to be. Before adopting, I was working full time from home. The most exercise I did most days was walking to the fridge and back to my chair. I'd like get into my car and go places. The most exercise I would probably do midweek would be a 20-minute walk with my dog Connie, and I wouldn't always do that every day because some days Tom would do it. So now I'm constantly running up and down stairs, chasing after her. When I'm out and about with her, I'm always on the go. In terms of like lifting weights, joining the gym, stuff like that, I haven't done anything like that, but it is something I'm thinking about. So I just don't know when I would actually be able to fit in going to the gym. Right. And that leads me on to my next question actually, which is about like childcare and Pop's starting nursery and me going back to work. I have very mixed feelings about her starting nursery. I, of course, want her to make some little nursery friends. I want her to have a bit of a social life and mingle with toddlers of the same age. I feel like she actually needs that. Yeah, she's got cousins and I've got friends that have got children and stuff like that. But I do think that she would benefit from a bit of that. At the same time, she's 2, and I know that this time that I've got is so precious. That, you know, we've waited for this for so long and I'm enjoying it so much. And I feel like she's getting so much from that one-on-one time with me. Tom's really hands-on when he finishes work and stuff, and at weekends. I don't feel like I need to go back to work for any kind of like respite or anything. I really don't want to go back to work, and I haven't had a conversation with work yet about what my plans are, so I can't really speak on it yet in terms of like what my plans are for going back to work, but in a couple of months I will be able to, and I can kind of let you know where I'm at and what I'm doing. Pops will be going to nursery regardless of what my like plans are for returning. Just don't know how often she's going to be going to nursery, and I haven't picked one yet. I've been to see one, and I'm lined up to go and visit another couple over the next couple of weeks, so I will of course keep you updated on that stuff too. Did the lights just flicker? Another house related question, what's the paint colour in this room, particularly in the living room, I've been asked. It is a B&Q's own brand, Good Home is the brand name, and it is in the colour Alberta. It's like a really nice chalky off-white, I would say, and it goes with a lot of different colours. Like I've got grey tones, I've got creams. I feel like it's just a really good neutral for going with everything, and it goes on quite well according to Tom. I don't do the painting, but he quite likes the paint, and it's one of the cheaper ones. A weight loss related one. Have you stayed on 2.5 milligrams, and if not, when did you decide to move up? So I've kind of touched on this a little bit. I have moved up to 5 milligram this week for the second time. So when at the start of my journey, I did a good few weeks on 2.5 milligram just because I didn't see the need in moving up. Then my weight plateaued for about 2-3 weeks, but looking back now, Christmas, it was like kind of over Christmas and stuff. So I feel like it was a little bit too soon then for me to move up. I moved up, started getting the like weird dreams, and I really wasn't like looking forward to my food as much as I'd had like a bit of control on 2.5 milligrams, but still enjoying like food and cooking. I'd lost a little bit of that and I just wasn't enjoying it as much, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to drop back down and just see if I can continue as I am for a little bit. And I've been back down to 2.5 milligrams for quite a long time, and then for the last few weeks I've plateaued again, so I've decided to move up. So far this week, my first week back on 5 milligram, the only side effect I've noticed that is any different to the lower dose is a little bit of nausea I got the morning after taking my 5 milligram dose. But I've just tried eating regularly, doing everything that I was doing on 2.5 milligrams, drinking my water, and so yeah, as of this week I'm on 5 milligram, and I'll let you know how I get on, like I said. Right, I've been asked about my olive tree in my living room. It usually is here at the side of me, but that has been replaced with my little girl's teepee, which has been there since February, and I think it's going to end up staying there permanently because it doesn't fit in a playroom. Do you know what though? It doesn't offend me too much. I actually quite like it with the fairy lights on. I think it's cute. But yeah, it's taking place of my olive tree, which is usually there and in the background of a lot of my videos. So I do get asked about this olive tree quite often. It's been bitten to bits by Eric, though he chews on it. My cat, let me show you. This is the olive tree. It looks pretty realistic from the shop, Usk. I will leave it linked down below because this is one of the cheapest places that you can find a tree like this. And you can actually get taller versions of this. I'm sure they're like between £30 and £40 then. I do need a new one because that is battered and I've had it for a good while now. And the basket is from Dunelm. I will leave both links down below. That was quite expensive, that. But it looks really nice together. So I can see why I've been asked about this. You can like manipulate the branches and have them like however you want them. You can spread them out a little bit more if you want to. I just kind of left it how I found it in the shop, but yeah, you can do a bit of twisting and stuff. Oh, I've ruined it now. It's better. Yeah. Anyway, it's been so nice having a little sit down and a chat. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm actually not going to be vlogging now for a good few days because we've just booked our first little holiday, not abroad. We can't do that until we get Pops a passport, which is looking unlikely to happen for a little while yet. So we've decided to do a little staycation and take a trip down to Bude in Cornwall. So any recommendations of what we should do while we're there? We're about a 6-minute drive away from Widmouth Bay. If any of you know that. I haven't been to Cornwall for years and years. We went down to Loo with my nan and granddad years ago, and I don't really remember much about it other than the port, I think. I only really remember the like holiday park that we were on. Any beaches that you think we should visit, any days out that you think we should do while we're there? Yeah, recommendations please. I'm just really looking forward to our first little trip away. It'll be the first time that she's stayed anywhere different since she came home 9 months ago. So I'm hoping to vlog a little bit while we're down there. I'll kind of just see how it is when we get there and whether I just like want to pick up the camera or not. But yeah, any recommendations of what we should do while we're there would be really appreciated. So I hope you're all having a lovely bank holiday weekend. If I haven't answered like a question that you've left, or there's any questions that you've got for me, please leave them in the comments down below. I might do a part 2 to this video. Thank you for watching and I will see you soon. Bye bye.